Oi, bonitas. Welcome back to the Be Bonita podcast. I am your host, Viviane Aires, and today I have a very, very special guest on the Be Bonita podcast, Miss Ashunta Sheriff Kendris. She is
Hello,
a
everyone.
amazing boss babe, amazing artist, and I'm super excited to have her on my show today. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Miss Ashunta Sheriff.
Hello, Vivian. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you, my friend. I was tracing back how I met you. I met you through Shavon Map. She was your
Wow.
assistant.
Yes, I remember Siobhan. Yes, I remember
Yes.
her.
So that's how I met her. And she said that she was working with you. And I was like, what? Because I was very heavy into makeup in 2014 into the 16. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? She's like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love her. She's so inspiring. She's so sweet, and she's teaching me a lot. And I kept following you on social media. I bought your book and all of that, right? So then, fast forward a year later, I went to the makeup show in New York, and I went to your booth, and you showed me your dual foundation, and I was like,
I
oh
remember
my
that. I remember
god.
meeting you there. Yep,
Yes,
I
yes. And I
remember.
have pictures to prove, okay? So do you still have the dual foundation?
Only I have it for myself,
Okay.
but we discontinued it for now because it's one of those products that really is very costly for me to create. It's a custom mold. It is designed. It's a mechanism, like it's a lot of different things, and so it's just expensive. And so we're growing as a brand, and we look like it could be coming back on the horizon for us next year. We keep saying next year, but I feel like next year, for real, 2024, we will finally be able to do it because what's happening is, we have the brand and we have about over 30 products now. We have a lot. So all of that has its own life force and production and needs money to make. So we can't really always pull from the products that are selling really good to go back and make this old product that everyone loves. But we're planning on doing it, and we don't. It's always been a dream to bring Perfect Blend back because the formulation is just so amazing.
It
It was
was
amazing.
amazing. I love it reminded me Kevin Aquan Foundation.
Yeah, just really skin-like finish. Really, you can buff it down, blend it down. And I mean, like, even there was times where I remember doing people and I may have had like the wrong shade at the time and I could still make it work. It was just it was like a magic stick. It was amazing. It was really
Yeah.
amazing. So we really want to bring it back. But we have our new foundation, which, this is it here. And I'll give you a closer look. It's called Blur Effects.
Yes.
So it's in here as the bottle, which is a matte finish foundation that's buildable formulation and has built-in primer into it. So you don't have to prime then foundation. Then
Wow.
in the lid is your concealer. So it literally
I didn't
has
know
your,
that.
yeah, so this is your cream concealer in the top. This is my personal one, so it's messy.
Mhm.
This color is called Bronze Heat. Really great color, good coverage. I'll go tighter so you guys could see.
Okay.
But yeah, everything's all in one. So your concealer, your foundation, and boom. And it has a little mirror for you too. So you can like really have your makeup done.
Retouch throughout the day if you need to, or just
Yeah,
right there. I love that. So I like that concept because I think like for everyday women is all about being practical, right? So they're having
absolutely.
something that is easy. That's why I love the sticks, because you have the foundation and also the concealer. So then that
It's
packaging
kind
is also amazing, you know?
it's kind of the same concept but
Yeah.
liquid because as I've gotten older, I've moved more into liquid foundation. I just really love it, and I've worked much more with mature women now that I'm in television and film, and so liquid just really is really nice. And I remember all the way back working retail, like working at Mac or working with Laura Mercier. Laura Mercier always used liquid
Oh,
foundation,
yeah.
always on mature skin. So I found a formulation I really, really I love, and it just really gives that nice blurring effect, but not like thick, heavy, but also not too greasy because some of these foundations they so hydrating, it's so greasy looking, and I'm constantly having to chase people to touch them up. So I still like having a matte finish because people who are oily, the shine is going to come through anyway, and then the
Anyway,
right, anyway, and then we can always mimic shine. We can always mimic it by adding glow underneath, underpainting, just things you learn working in television and film.
listen, girl, your highlighter is legit. If you see it on
I
YouTube,
see.
ladies, the highlighter is amazing. Actually, I'm wearing the highlighter and also the eyeliner.
Oh,
I'm
you're
wearing it.
wearing the neon eyeliner. Yes,
Yes,
I'm
I
I'm wearing
am.
it too. If you go closer to me, I'm wearing this color, which is like a hot pink. But I'm doing just like
Yes,
just a
just
graphic
I love
graphic
it.
line. Mm-hmm.
Summer's gonna be popping. Thanks to you.
Summer's popping. Get your pop on.
Yeah, so tell me, um as much as or little that I know of makeup, thanks to you, to the classes, the New York show, you are one of the speakers, one of the speakers
Keynotes.
of
Hmm.
keynotes for the
Hmm.
makeup show. Love James. Love James.
Love James. Love James. Love Shelly. Love my
Yeah,
makeup show
all
family.
of them. Makeup
It's
show
so
is super
great.
fun, always been fun. I miss that part of my life. I'm into skin now. But
Yes. Yes.
so the little that I know of the workshops, and also as a makeup artist, I have worked with different textures. And when it comes to natural lines, clean lines, like vegan line, that is your makeup line is vegan. I was thinking about it, like to ask you how easy or how difficult was for you to formulate a clean makeup line, because it does require some binders, some silicones, and all of those things to make sure it's long lasting, is bulletproof. So I was curious how difficult, how easy was that process for you?
The process is much more easy. I think vegan manufacturing is much more readily available because it's really like required now. A lot of women, men, everybody using products. They
Mm.
want clean products. They want paraben-free products. They want products that are vegan, that have some healthy skin ingredients in it. So, but like you said, it's still makeup. It still has to be functional. It still has to last. It still has to be bulletproof. So it still has to have certain things in it. As always, even in vegan lines, if you look at the back of the box of any vegan line, there's always a few ingredients in there that are still vegan, but that may have like some things that maybe pure vegans would be like, I don't know, but it's not going to be anything from meat or from animal or anything. And so that also constitutes a vegan brand.
Yeah.
So, this, you'd be surprised, like lipsticks used to have like animal fat in them. And so now we don't have to have, products with animal fat. It's no need to use it because we have other butters and other things that are just as emollient and rich and very much so hydrating. So, there's more available for people interested in manufacturing with vegan and going to chemists. There are even chemists that really specialize in creating
Mhm.
customization. So it's all readily available out there. It's much more easier than I thought it would be.
I was expecting completely opposite answer.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So,
Okay.
and funny enough, a lot of the manufacturers that mass produce products, and most of those factories are in China or they're in India, right? That's where a lot of, and some of them are even in Africa, doing global manufacturing for global makeup brands from high end to low end, right? They have whole manufacturing companies that are just all vegan, like literally,
Mm.
and literally pay really close attention and have really intense protocols. They're OME, they're certified, they're all of the above. They have like vegan certifications. So there are a lot out there. There are a lot.
That's great. So what is the shelf life for your products, for your makeup products?
Well, shelf life for products is the pretty much consistent. Our neon mascaras and liners, 1 year, I would say, max, you want to, have it in your kit. Foundations, 2 to 3 years, the typical
Good.
turnaround time. Nothing, some of those other products, we had them for like 10 years. We all had that like one foundation we held on to, like from MAC, that's like, I maybe should throw this away. But because there was so much stuff in it to hold it and bind it, it was still good. But
Yeah.
we with vegan products, 2 to 3 years for your foundations, your concealers, and everything else, like blush and powders, they will last for a long, long time.
Yeah.
5 years for like any highlighter or blush, as long as you're keeping yourself clean, your products clean.
Hmm. Love it. So Ashunta, why do you do what you do?
Oh, that is a good question. I love making people feel good. It feels amazing to sit someone in a chair and, they start the day off, and I see it all the time. Stress, intense about the project they're working on. Maybe they don't know their lines. Maybe they're afraid to sing, this new song. And through the comfort of makeup and the beautification process, when they come out on the other end, they feel confident. They feel great. They feel like they can take on the world. And I feel very much so connected to that process to help them get there. I say this all the time. A director once told me for a very big commercial, he said, I check in with my hair and makeup team always because you guys are the first people to see talent at the top of the day with no makeup. You see them in the raw state. And he said, you guys know more than anybody where they are mentally and how they will approach the day. And
Mm,
so that is, we really have a big responsibility as hair and makeup people, dealing with people's skin, the sensitivities of their imperfections that they deal with, their insecurities. And so I feel like, I feel like I'm a medical doctor, but not really, like I'm doing something that's not as important as, of course, like curing cancer or, creating a new satellite to go into space. But I am creating something that is really, really significantly important to that individual to help them to be able to perform, which then gives you amazing entertainment, to watch. And so that's a big thing. Entertainment is important, and that's why it will never really die, because human beings need entertainment. Human beings need music, we need movies, we need films, we need art, we need culture, we need all those things. We don't just need, news
yeah,
and current affairs, because we'll be depressed. So
exactly.
this is our escape, this is our outlet, and this is the thing that also it's very visceral, it makes people feel really good. So all of those reasons, I think, is why, or I know why I do what I do. It's because I know I'm a part of that feel good process for people to feel better about themselves, to escape their problem, or to even just maybe become creatively stimulated.
Goosebumps. So that is to confirm what I believe in. You're not a doctor, you're a healer. Because I feel like all the reasons that you mentioned, like I've experienced that doing makeup in my previous years for brides. I've done some, not non-celebrity for makeup. Um, but there is a magic behind makeup artistry where you can give that extra attitude to that client, where they can see themselves in a different lighting, right? Where they're like,
Right.
wow, I really like my eyes. Where,
Mm-hmm.
as an artist, we can kind of redefine shapes. As we get older, we start losing them. So, a great makeup artist can create that perfect illusion of symmetry. And, artists like you, artists like Sam Fine and Kevin Aquan and late AJ, which I had
AJ,
the
yeah.
pleasure to meet in that show, amazing visionary. It's more than that. It's like, okay, let me recreate, let me highlight the features that makes you unique versus
Yes.
covering up and create a new face. And I think that I imagine that the celebrities that you have worked over the years, they feel very comfortable with you because you get to know them, and you also get to know what brings their best self forward and different looks,
Absolutely.
right? So can you tell us, if you can, if you want to, what is your favorite, which is unfair, But which celebrity was your favorite celebrity to work with? That
I
you had full range to create looks and then she or he just like, this is me.
Honestly, it would have to be twins for me, and the twins would be Alicia and Taraji. Everyone knows the significant time I worked with Alicia. I worked with Alicia over a decade. I worked with Taraji over a decade. That's most of my career. I've worked with a lot of amazing women. Rihanna is phenomenal. I enjoyed
Mm.
working with her early in her career as well. But those two, for me, the twins, Alicia and Taraji, they would be the two clients that truly would just really allow me to create. They let me do what I needed to do. They believed in my vision. They trusted the process. They never really questioned it. And when the time comes, you know, because I want people to understand, you may not have a client forever. You know, when I was younger and I worked with Alicia, I thought it would be, you know, this would be my client forever. And people outgrow people, people change, people want to change. And that may happen. And that first learning experience for me, having a client like Alicia say, you know, I want to try something different and not wear much makeup and go a different direction, you know, I had to pick my chin up and kind of like keep going. And I had to kind of start over. And what I learned from that experience is that you don't own anybody. You don't own any clients. You don't own anybody. They're literally blessed to have your hands on them for that time that God allows, that the Creator allows us to be in their life. So you may not be in someone's life forever, but you may have a significant impact on their life while you're in it. And that's really all you can do. So those are my twins in terms of my two favorite clients to ever create and work on, because in working with both of these amazing iconic women, both Alicia and Taraji, who are, you know, one is an actress, one is a singer, they're both iconic, you know, and we created really iconic work together that's timeless, that people can go, oh, that's Taraji doing Empire, or this is Alicia doing Songs in A minor. And so, you know, it's just really like significant major work when you think about it. And I'm really blessed, you know, that I've had 20 years to work with two amazing women. And now I don't work with Taraji anymore either, you know. So the same, and it's similar thing, you know, where it's more so like I wanted to move on and work with more department heading, doing television and movie and films, and work with new people and new situations. So this was a choice I made, you know, and so for me, it was just really, really important, you know, that I honor the time that I spent, but I also honor what I need to do for myself as an artist. Because sometimes, you know, when you stay one place too long, it's just not good for you. You're not growing. So I wanted to grow and expand myself and do things that I didn't expect to do. Since then, I've department headed The Best Man. I've department headed Survival of the Thickest, and I just landed department head job for Good Burger 2, which is coming out, which we're
Nice.
starting to film in mid-May. So, you know, and I just finished a project with Ava DuVernay called, right now it's tentatively called Cast. But it's an amazing movie. So I've gotten to do like these great, great projects in the past 2.5 years since making this decision. And it's been really a great ride. So those are my two girls forever. I love them.
I love them too. I love both. Completely different, the same strong, two strong, you know, beautiful Black women. Alicia, I actually had a pleasure to meet when I used to work at the Ritz-Carlton. I gave her a facial.
Oh, wow.
I became a fan because just the way she was just so down to earth. And I was like, oh, and I bought her CD after that, and I went to her shows after that because of that celebrity status. Like you always, I have worked with them and I learned how to respect who they are. But before that, it was like I was putting them on a pedestal. And then when you work with them, then you know they are as insecure as we are, and
Yeah.
even more pressure because
Mm-hmm.
they always have to have their best face forward, right?
Right.
Or their
Right.
best behavior forward. So from that point on, I just fell in love with her, and I've seen the her evolution, with her skin and no makeup looks and all of that. So I'm happy that she got to a point that she's more comfortable with her skin. Yeah, and so let's talk about Taraj. Her My favorite look of Taraj was the Met Gala when you transform
The
her with
Diana
the
Ross,
whole
yeah, the
Diana Ross look. Girl, so when it comes to like, okay, when you are the hairstylist and also the
Jason Bolden.
hairstylist,
Mhm.
the designer come up with a look, how do you explain to us your
Executed.
creative process of creating the makeup?
So for the makeup look for Met Gala that particular year, Jason Bolden put her in what was the designer? Why can't I remember the designer? But it'll come to me. But there was it was a whole sequence one piece jumpsuit with cutout, and it was like just stoned out. It's all stones. And basically, when I seen the whole vision, it was Jeremy Scott. When I seen the whole vision, um I immediately thought Diana Ross. And then Tim, was doing this big Diana Ross like hair. And so for me, I said, what is bigger than blue eyeshadow? So we used blue glitter eyeshadow from my line. We used our unicorn multi-chrome palette. It was blue. We put it all on the eyes. It was stunning. We kept everything else really soft on the face, in terms of just glowy cheek
Yeah.
and luminous glossy lips, and just really kind of eased and oozed into that whole 70s vibe with a little bump up to the current now. So it really comes from the fashion, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
The motivation in terms of creating the look is like Jason shows me this look and I see it. I see exactly what I need to do to execute it, and then I design the look and we go for it. We don't do any trials for Met Gala. It's not like TV and film where we do a camera test and we get to see how it's gonna look. You know,
Mm.
for Met Gala, it's just we're doing it. Okay, 6 p.m. It's happening. So that's the difference with, I feel like, big red carpet events, whether it's a Met Gala or whether it's an Oscars or a Grammys, a big red carpet. There's no prep for makeup or for hair. Really, we just discuss things. We know what the outfits or the designers look is going to be from our stylist, and we just execute on day of. So it's not a lot of thinking goes into it. You have to think on your feet.
Well, that's what the pure artistry comes forward, right? Like as an
Yes.
artist, you have a vision and you're able to just explain the process. You saw, the look, and boom, you already had an idea. And one, the client very well, so you know where you can kind of really push the envelope with that particular client. And there are some clients that you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna put this off, but eventually you come up with something because you're an artist.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you agree?
You have to be creative. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
All right, so let's talk about your beautiful makeup line. So I love your highlighter. I love the fact that it's cream to powder. It's amazing. A little bit goes a long way. I was using
It's not cream. It's not cream.
no,
It's
wait
not
a
cream.
minute. There
It's just,
is a sense of like wetness to it.
yeah, it's baked and it's vegan. So it's just you get creamy likeness, but it's powder. It's all powder.
Girl.
Yeah. So it's just the quality of the ingredients, that really give you just this high shine. I have actually a couple of products I'll show. This is our unicorn multi-chrome contour and highlighter palette. We just launched these. We have two, one for lighter shades, one for darker shades. But this is gorgeous. Look at these beautiful
Ooh.
primary colors, so you have like a beautiful eggplant, which I
Uh-huh.
use honestly. I use to do my contour, our blush colors, which are always great. Sometimes color correcting. I use this
Use
just
that.
really when I do something fast. And then we have
Uh-huh.
the three different highlighter colors, but we also have a second palette called Unicorn One, which is gorgeous. And then all paper packaging. It's all paper. It's just shiny paper and foil footprint and just really pretty, you know. So that's also how we're trying to help our carbon footprint is by using paper
Saving.
packaging.
Yeah.
Then we have one of my babies. This is our diamond sponge.
Oh,
And
let me see.
now we have it not only in black, but we also have it in purple. So this
Uh-huh.
is our diamond blender. Basically, it actually won Mary Claire's 2022 Game Changer of the Year award, and it's because you can get into those crevices
Detailed.
of the face, yeah, without
Yeah.
squeezing it. You know, you don't have to squeeze because it's already on an angle, and it comes with, you know, cute little case.
That's very
I
cute.
figured I'd show you some products, and then of course,
Are they available already?
yeah, the sponge is up online. Everything I'm showing you is available right
Okay,
now.
cool. Great to
And then
know.
of course our vegan matte lip creams. I'm wearing them now with gloss on top.
Okay.
So I use coffee, Foxy Brown, which is a coffee colored, as my liner. So if you look close, it's like a
Oh,
liner.
I see.
And then I use Daily, which is a soft, like a daily soft pink, neutral pink with a cool kind of undertone in the center. And I put gloss on top of it, so you can actually
Oh, you can layer things.
you can layer gloss on top of it because believe it or not, the color is still going to stay put. Yeah, I mean, of course, the gloss will wear off because it's gloss, but underneath the color will still be intact. Another great product from us is our vegan brow gel, which is browsing brow
Mm.
gel. Amazing for laying down brows, but laying down edges too. And it gives that nice wispy laminated brow look. And you get so much in the jar, you know, for your money. It's a great product. We have our new puffs, you know,
Ooh, I
touch
love the
ups.
design.
I know, isn't those great?
Yep.
And then of course, you know, our new thermal blush, which I'm
Yeah,
gonna save that.
yeah,
Wait, I'm gonna
tell
say,
me
hold that. We're
about
gonna
it
come
because I
back. We're
was
gonna come back.
curious.
We're gonna come back. We have our UV collection, which we have 8 UV liners, and we have
Okay.
6 of the mascaras.
There's
And of course, our hero products are, you know, our magnetized lashes, which what I'm wearing. These are the magnetic lashes, which are made of biodegradable plant fibers. They're not just fake
Whoa,
lashes. Again, really thinking about the
conscious,
consciousness.
very
Okay,
environmental
so
conscious. Love it.
yes, environmental consciousness. So back to this. So this is thermal blush. So I wanted to
Yeah.
do it on camera. So basically, this product is clear, but when you apply,
Ooh,
it it goes with your body's actual chemistry. And the way you know put it in is as I just take the blender and I just kind of go in this little patting circular motion. But look at that. It's going to always be your perfect blush shade because it goes off your body's pH balance. So that's what thermal blush is. And
wow.
it can go on the lips and do the same thing. So think of those the 1980s when we were kids and we had like mood lipstick. Remember
Mhm.
mood lipstick? You'd put it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
and then it would go with your mood. Well, this is basically the new mood lipstick but blush on crack because you know it's new.
Multi-purpose
Yeah,
kind of product, which is
multi-purpose. Yeah,
amazing.
and a lot of healthy ingredients: peppermint, neem leaf, sunflower seed, jojoba, vitamin E are just some of the great healthy ingredients in this product.
Can you use that as a treatment, like for lip treatment, especially if you're using matte lipsticks?
It's not going to necessarily be a lip treatment, but you can use it as a stain. You can
Ah,
use as a lip
got
stain.
it.
I'm actually going to do the other cheek because I just realized I have
You have just one cheek
one
glazed.
cheek is one cheek is glazed and glowing, and the other one isn't. We can't have that. We have to be glazed and glowing on both sides. Okay. All right. So we're just
So
doing the other
listen,
side, but
here's what I'm getting, Ashunta. Your makeup line is clean, um, buildable, creative, fun, eco-friendly, powerful. Um, Sometimes when you see Love Pat, what is her last name?
Pat McGrath.
Thank you. Her long last name I can't even pronounce, but you know who. Anyway, so her makeup line is beautiful and highly pigmented, but it's a lot that you don't know how to use it because it's so glamorous, right? With your makeup line, as you were explaining how to use it, I see it's so functional that every woman can use it and have fun creating looks, like fun looks and also everyday looks. I love the fact that you also had a lot of intention in creating tools like the sponge, like angled and like triangle, so you can kind of do more detailed work, which that means a lot to me, seeing that you put a lot of thought and also mindful thought into develop this line. So I just want you to know that, because is a lot of makeups out there and tools out there, but you just don't understand how to use it, or it's too much. And
Hmm.
there is flexibility with your products as well, where, the blush was one of them, which I looked at it and I was like, what is that? What? Because blush, the idea of blush, right? Powder, liquid stain, or multi-purpose product that you kind of can use as a lip, as a blush or whatever. But that makes a lot of sense, because as being like your foundation is matte.
It's just really confusing to people when they see this. They don't equate blush, but we want to really revolutionize how we look at blush, because really it's about blush is something, it comes from the term you're blushing. Oh, she's blushing. Blushing means the natural blood flow that comes to the face. And so, yes, it's great to have blush in red and purple and all these other colors, but there's this natural blush that God gave us, that blood rushes to our face. And that's what this really is all about. So, again, consciousness, thinking about product, but also simplifying it down to like the very simplest form of blush is, what's your perfect blush? What do you blush like when you're blushing? So
Mm.
that's what this whole product is about. And all of our products are really thought out in that kind of way, in terms of the functionality of it, always multi-purpose is number one for me. That's how I was since Perfect Blend, so that's never going to change, because I'm the young woman that's parents are from Mississippi, and my mom used lipstick and my grandmother taught her to use lipstick for everything, for your eyes, for your cheeks, for your lips. So that's the house. And the same thing with Vaseline, right? Vaseline was, it was a serum, it was a serum on your feet, it was a serum on your face.
Right.
It was to help with cuts, put it in that cut, so until you get home and hold it together. Like Vaseline also had that multi-purposeness, as well. So that's like really, really important to me, is that the makeup, like you said, is functional, has a purpose, but also at the same time multi-purpose. Super, super important for me, because really, too, let's think about it. In this day and age, it is we're moving into right now, or we're in a recession. Let's not be silly. We're really dealing with a lot economically in the world. Our financial debt is so high, and people, there's an oncoming possible writer strike. So the entertainment industry could possibly come to a standstill. There's like real life things, and we just survived a pandemic. Real
Yeah.
life things happening. So, someone really is thinking about their money before they're spending it on products. And makeup is the products that will never, never stop being purchased. Women, even during the pandemic, were gonna buy makeup. Why? Because it is a visceral feeling of instantaneously feeling good. So if we're going to be a part of the community in terms of the beauty community, we need to be conscious that we're not charging people so much money in this time for products. So yeah, you get a product like this where you get your foundation, your concealer, your primer, it's all built in one, and it's all for $42, Whereas if you go to MAC, not to blame them or say anything, but I don't like talking bad about other brands. It's not my selling point, but I just want to use the example. A basic foundation is $40, a decent one. A decent concealer is 20. So you're already at $60. A
Yeah.
primer is another $20. So you're already at $80. And this is masstige. We're not even talking about high end.
Yep.
We're not talking about the Pat McGrath labs, and because she's up there.
Armani.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Armani,
Yeah.
where foundation is $62 and a concealer is 26 and a primer. I know the brands in and out because I've used them for years. So I wanted to be able to make masstige, like right in the middle, but really affordable and high quality that feels like prestige products, but that also have that purpose driven, vegan, consciousness behind it. So, and fun. Fun is always important. And look at you, you have on the orange liner, right? And it's gorgeous and so simple. Like that's what I'm trying to make women understand. It doesn't have to be, we have to do like 15 different color eyeshadows. and this intense beat on our face. Your face looks stunning. It's clean, the skin is glowing, you've got a nude lip on, a little orange line, your brows are nice and fluffy, and voila,
That's
done.
it.
Vivian's
Just
gorge. So
gorge.
just by adding this liner, you change your whole life. You
Yeah.
change your whole life.
No, your whole life, your attitude, because it's like, oh,
So
let's go
simple,
to
so
Target right
simple.
now, you know?
Yeah, let me do this. Let me hit the world right now. So I'm always trying to tell women, make those little subtle changes,
Mm,
on the weekend. The weekend's a good time. You go to brunch
mm,
with your
yeah,
girlfriends
yeah.
and you want to try an orange mascara, try it. If it scares you, put a coat of black on top,
Mm-hmm.
then put the orange, and ease your way into this bold look, because I mean, vegan for me, because I was a vegan for a very, very long time. I'm a flexitarian now. That's the truth. Like I eat mainly vegan, but there's, someday if I'm traveling in India, I'm gonna eat certain things because I believe in diving into the
The
cultures of
culture, yeah.
wherever I travel. Yeah, if I go to your homeland, Brazil, I'm going to
Yes, girl,
eat
we will have
certain.
so much fun. Eat some
Yes,
black
yes.
beans with some. Do you eat pork?
I don't. But
Okay,
in Brazil, I may. You know what I mean?
girl.
I'm a flexible person. But I do eat vegan most of my life.
Yeah.
Like I would say if we had to round it out, I probably eat vegan like 4 to 5 days a week. It's just
Mm-hmm.
natural for me to eat that
Yeah.
way. So at the end of the day, when I think of my plate of food, it's colorful. Like
Yeah.
Dr. Sabi said, vegan food is colorful. So why would I want dry granola, plain earth colors? Because that's what a lot of vegan brands give you.
Yes.
No, vegan can be fun, can be
Fun.
bold and playful,
And
and
that
functional.
was one of the things that really caught my attention. I'm like, this is interesting. When I was doing some research, and I was like, I'm gonna ask her this, like vegan and long lasting, or highly pigmented. Interesting. So it makes sense now. The market is changing, so manufacturing is changing because consumer needs are changing. Thanks to technology, information, now we know better, so we can make conscious choices now. It's good to see a Black owned beauty brand, a professional behind it, versus investors creating a product based on focus group discussions, right? So that
Right,
is
right,
another
right.
factor as well, like really supporting businesses like yours on in the beauty industry, which is fun, colorful, and also sustainable. It's very empowering even for the consumer buying into, because you are investing in that company and making sure they are in business. So that's why I'm like, oh, like I would love to have Ashunta to not only to for people to get to know the woman behind the brand and behind the artistry, and also for selfish reasons, I would love to have you having this delicious conversation. But I was like, this is amazing. I would love to highlight her baby and use it, and I love it, and I can't wait to try the foundation because I do
We're
use
gonna send it
NARS.
to you. We're gonna
Yeah,
send it to
I
you. I'm
really
gonna send
wanted
you a couple.
to try yours.
Yeah, we're gonna text me your address just so I have it
Yeah,
immediately right now and I don't have to
cool.
look for it because I know I have it, but I would have to look.
Done.
And then we
Done.
will make sure we send you a
Yeah.
couple of shades just so you can play around with it. I look at you, I feel like you're honey glow, but you could be peach brulee. So we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
We'll send a couple. So we'll see. But I want to add to what you just said, Vivian, because you said something really pivotal. Um, a brand created by a makeup artist, and let's talk about that really briefly. There was a time when we would go to stores and we saw Bobbi Brown, we saw Laura Mercier, we saw Vincent Longo, we saw Patty Paula Dorf Cosmetics. There were products that were made by makeup artists, Naomi Sims, even her, when we go back to 1974, the great legendary iconic Black model who made her own skincare line. You should look into her. She made her own skincare line. She had her own institute where she would certify people for
What's your name
being a
again?
Naomi Sims.
Okay.
She was a big fashion model in the 60s and had a lot of issues. She's the heir before Iman. She is the amazing mogul, you know, who created this global brand, and she created makeup. And we used to see models also make makeup. I'm going to tell you why it makes sense, because we work with makeup all the time, whether you're a model or whether you're a makeup artist. It makes sense for these type of people to make products. And now we see, like you said, focus groups and people and brands, and they just come out with products. And sometimes they don't even hire like professionals that have real understanding of beauty products. Sometimes they, you know, short you and don't want to, because I've consulted for so many brands. And, you know, over the years, I've helped certain brands, really big brands, develop foundation for women of color. They didn't have a person like me coming in there doing that until literally in the mid 2000s, or someone like Pat McGrath working with a big brand, developing foundations for big, you know, for big and store bought mass brands. So you need a professional makeup artist who has this knowledge. It's not just the knowledge of painting a beautiful face, it's also the product knowledge, the ingredient knowledge, the skin texture knowledge of knowing how to make the right type of products for women. Because what do? We work with all types of women and men and everyone, we should say, you know,
Yeah.
across the board. So, you know, I think that that is a really good thing to highlight, is we should make sure when a makeup artist makes a product, we should know, okay, there's something really good about this.
And I think in that's the thing about, like, I buy into the story of the founder. I just invested. I went to the Philly skincare show, and I saw this like cryo sticks. So 2 in 1. It's like wash, because of the shape of the spoon. You can do the cryo, therapy, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can also do guasha. And the founder is Cuban descent, right? And I didn't know that, but it was something about her that I was like, oh. And then I saw the cryo stick, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. Explain to me. And I said, did you design this? And she's like, yes, I did. I was like, tell me more. So
Mm-hmm.
as she was explaining to me, she suffers from acne, and she was doing a lot of research on lymphatic drainage. And I was trained on lymphatic drainage. So she is explaining to me what inspired her to develop this product. I was like, done. I want to carry your line, because it's not, you can buy from China, you can buy from different countries, but there was a mastermind behind it versus someone like you, a visionary that developed a product for a particular market, right? So as going back to you, as a woman of color, and myself as well, we understand the challenges that we have, the undertones, the overproduction of oil, oxidizing foundation, the eyeliner doesn't last longer, and all of those things. So now, knowing that, there is a makeup line that is created by a professional makeup artist, which is very important. Like the longevity, the stability, and then the color intensity is very important to that artist. I'm buying your product, boo, because I know it's high quality, where we think high quality is Chanel, Armani, these fashion house makeup. But I use Dior mascara. I wasn't impressed. I use L'Oreal. That's one of my favorite makeup, my
Mine
mascara.
too. Mine
So
too.
my whole point is, I really want the Bonitas to enjoy, and they're going to enjoy this episode, but to really think about, like, make mindful, conscious decision when you are investing in your self-care. That is cosmetic, that is skincare, where you are spending your money with companies that they are being very mindful in the process of creating the products, and also the vision. And Ashunta,
Absolutely.
a beauty brand, is all about that. It's fun, is long lasting, is sustainable. So I really want the Bonitas to really get into this. Like, let me try some colors, because as we are late in our 40s, we shy, some of us shy away from colors. I'm like, no, let's redefine 50s. I'll be 49 this year. And I'm like, no, let me redefine where I am right now, just pops of colors, which as a Brazilian, I'm not afraid. But when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to makeup, I always been a little hesitant with colors like eyeliners, but I have tried before. But then I was like, let me try it. And I kind of like it.
It's fun. I love
It's
it on you.
fun.
I mean, I think goes back to, if I want skincare, I want someone like you who works with skin of all types, of all textures, of all tones, that actually does the healing work. And
Yeah.
if they tell me they're making a skincare line, I'm buying it. But like you said, we get caught up into the name. We buying Dior skin, and yes, they have all the top this for that and the other labs in the world. We all know the rundown, but it's not as specialized to me as when like an esthetician like you or like Mamie's or like Shani Darden. I love
Yeah.
Shani Darden
Yeah.
skincare. And also these are women of color. I'm a woman of color. You guys are all different women of color. So one is black, one is Afro Latina, one, like, so it's
Yeah.
all of that. But I kind of have more trust in that for myself as a woman of color, that this skin, because I'm more picky, I feel like, I will take more risk with makeup because I know how to fix it.
Mhm.
But I don't know how to fix a problem if I get a rash from a skincare item, or if it breaks me out, or if it does something really terrible or burns. So I'm really cautious. I'm like you with the color. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, this oil, I don't know. And it took me a long time to really get into all the serum oils that everyone was preaching are so good for you.
Mhm.
Why? Because I'm a black woman and I don't want to be oily looking. I don't want my face looking like it's running off, with grease. So I had to learn to exfoliate once and twice a week. I had to learn that healthy oils were really good for my skin, that the right ones, not all, but the right ones. And this is a learning process even for me as a makeup artist, but I have really great respect for estheticians who develop skincare products. I cannot wait to see your whole line and get everything
Oh,
from it.
yes, yes. Thank you. I'll let you know.
Because I know it's going to be amazing.
I know I am, as you know, I did launch a very small skincare line back in 2015, which is it's all seed oil based from some extracts from Brazil and all. And I gave you some samples and you loved it. But at that time I didn't have the backup. I didn't have my orders were small. I had to order small and I wasn't making any money. And then I was like, you know what? All right, baby,
You will
let me
do it
put you in
again.
the closet
Yeah, you
and
will
put it
do it
away.
again.
And so
Because
it is.
it's just like me with Perfect Blend. I came out on Perfect Blend, and I want to tell the Bonitas, this amazing product with all these amazing write-ups. I landed on QVC. I was one of the first few black brands to like trickle into QVC. But guess what? Ashunta didn't have certain things in order. And so what ended up happening, I ended up having to file bankruptcy. There was a trademark infringement lawsuit, because the product name was called Perfect Blend, and I by law someone had it trademarked. My business partner didn't do due diligence to make sure we trademarked everything. It was just all kind of mistakes,
Mm.
and we end up getting having to put our tail between our legs and leave QVC. And then that's when I kind of found the makeup show and started going to the makeup show with the stick and keynoting, and I found a new lifeline. So from
Mm.
2013, when that happened, to now, it's 10 years.
Mhm.
And then literally during the craziest time in our planet,
Yeah.
a global pandemic, I decide to
Love the
launch
baby.
the
Love.
and, and so, you just never know. To all the bonitas, never put a dream down. 10 years later, here's Ashunta Sheriff Beauty, louder, bolder, more products, more in your face, and growing tremendously. And we're going to get to where I visualize, because now I have all the information from my mistakes to help us move forward. So you will do it again, Vivian. You will do it again, and it will be bigger and bolder, and you'll be more ready for it. You know why? Because everything you have acquired since 2015 to now with your business, you have the audience, you have the clientele, you can do it. You can do it. And I've got goosebumps. So I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be amazing.
Girl, don't get me crying over here,
Oh.
okay? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, so I know you need to go. So share with us what you're working on right now.
Okay. So right now, immediately in 2 weeks, I start department heading Good Burger 2. Anybody who's seen Good Burger 1, it stars Keenan and Kel, the famous comedic actors, and this is going to be number 2. So very, very excited. It's an iconic, funny film of, you know, the 20th century. So you guys, I'm excited to work on that. So that's going to be amazing, and a lot of cameos and guest stars. So that starts in a couple of weeks. The makeup show is immediate. That's this weekend, April 30th
Okay.
to May 1st. I don't know if this airs behind or before it, but the makeup show is coming. The makeup show also will be in Nashville towards the end of June. I will be there as well with Ashunta Sheriff Beauty. So those are the immediate things Ashunta Sheriff Beauty is doing. But Ashunta personally is working on a book, a hip hop beauty book called No Rules to Hip Hop Beauty. And that's actually 17 years in the making. And so we will see more of that as we approach Hip Hop 50 coming up as of August 11th. Hip hop hip hop culture is 50 years old as of August 11th. Yes, it is the number one music streaming in the world. It is the most misappropriated culture on the planet.
Yep.
It is time. Hip Hop 50 is all about giving credit where credit is due to our Black and brown hip hop culture creators and the bricklayers and the founders and people who just really contributed to the art form. And I'm one of those people. So I'm definitely, so we're going to be definitely celebrating with this book. So I'm excited about that.
So are you launching in August as well, or when are you
don't have the official release date is not yet, but we're looking to launch within the year of Hip Hop 50. So it'll be sometime in the year of 2023, 2024. We have a full 12 months to get it all together, but it's literally like in the writing stages. So we're early in, but stay tuned. I'll come back when it's launched.
What did you say?
I'll be back. I'll be back. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
Yes. Shunta, thank you so much for continue to inspiring us. You have inspired me over the years. And then after this very raw and vulnerable conversation, it even inspired me to go back to certain things that I put it aside. So thank you for that. And I wish you the best, and I pray that everything that you deserve and desire is coming to you with ease and grace, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much. As I learned in India, Sakrisha. So I love doing that now because I'm like, isn't that so nice to say? You say it when you say good morning and good night to everyone, and I was like, I say peace all the time. So it's just Sakrisha. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
Receive like when people compliment you, receive with your heart, because it's a blessing. You know, like you don't know how much, you know, you impact someone's day, right? Or someone's your story impacts. And that's my intention with, you know, every podcast that I record. I want to touch one person's heart. That's it. Right. And that's what I love this medium of audio podcast, because you can have this conversation without filters and really get to know, you know, the guest and also the host, what makes them tick. And
I love it.
I enjoy this podcast recording very much. And Bonitas, I hope you enjoy this podcast as well. Please let us know, what would you like to know about Ashunta, so we can do the second recording anytime soon? Is there anything else that you want to share with us, Ashunta, before we leave?
I want to thank all your Bonita fans out there. May everyone, you know, have blessings flowing beyond their wildest belief, including you, Vivian. And if anyone's looking for me, you can find me at Ashunta Sheriff or at Ashunta Sheriff Beauty on Instagram, or you can visit our website at ashuntabeauty.com.
Thank you, my
dear. And that's all. Thank you, love, so much. Text me that address.
I'll see you next time. I'll see you on the socials.
Okay.
Have a great day, my dear.
You too. Ciao.
All right, Bonitas, thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao, ciao.